Good afternoon, and you are very welcome to Ballingarry for this afternoon's Nick Green Sports Ground Maintenance Limerick Intermediate Hurling Championship Final. What a treat we have for you this afternoon. Croagh Kilfinny versus Granagh Ballingarry in an historic neighbourly clash here in the county final. We'll take a look at the teams ahead of this one, which we'll throw in, of course, in a couple of minutes' time at 2 p.m. My own name is Sam Clancy. I'll guide you through this, but we'll first take a look at the Croagh Kilfinny side, who play in their familiar blue and white kit. The goalkeeper is Dave Lynch, Conor Lenihan, Barry Lenihan and Mark Storn, the full backline. Shamey Lenihan, Tom McMahon and Dennis Lenihan are the half backline. Dennis Lenihan is the joint captain. Adam Shanaher, Josh O'Connor is at midfield. Josh is the joint captain. Owen Barry, Brian Hannon and Jack Lenihan are 10, 11 and 12. Brian Flynn, Cian O'Carroll and Seamus Hickey complete the Croagh Kilfinny lineup. We'll look at the Granagh Ballingarry lineup just now. There has been one change to the one advertised in the programme, and it is perhaps no surprise to anyone that has been following this championship that it is the great Donal O'Grady who's included from the start. We'll look at the Granagh Ballingarry team, and it shows Dennis O'Connor in goals, Owen Casey, John Keeley and Brian Sheehy, Colm Noonan, Jack Cagney, and in place there, as I say, of Rona Milan comes Donal O'Grady. Josh Mulcair Quill and Dara Casey are 8 and 9. Mike Russell, Cathal O'Keefe and Sean O'Connor. Paddy Murphy is 13, Luke Flynn 14 and Damien O'Donovan. Luke Flynn is first cousins with Brian Flynn, who are in opposite full forward lines on these two sides. I'm delighted to say I'm joined as ever here on the StreamSport.ie production of this Limerick GA TV match by the great Matt O'Callaghan. Matt, it's bubbling nicely here now. We've a huge crowd in. We're in amongst it here ourselves. We're probably one of a few neutrals here. Everyone has been here very early to get their place. What an occasion we have here this afternoon.
Absolutely fantastic occasion, and I suppose, Tom, it speaks volumes for having county finals in venues like this. I think we have a moment's silence at the moment.
Yeah. We're actually pausing for our rendezvous. Apologies for that, I just hadn't heard it. The PA system not in the best condition here in Ballygrand. Everything else though in fantastic working order. But Matt, what an occasion. Did neighbours collide? Haven't met too often down the years, but this one should be special.
This one is special, of course, Tom. The last time that they met in the first round last year, and Croagh Kilfinny won it by a point, and there's nothing that has happened since that would suggest that there is little or nothing between these sides. Like in the group stages, Ballingarry came through the group stages with a 100% record. Croagh Kilfinny lost their last game, and Tom, it was the first game that they lost since they were promoted from junior, and they lost the game at a stage first when they had already qualified for the semi-final. So as far as they were concerned, it was a dead rubber game. But like, I have been out pitch side, as you know, there for the last 5 or 10 minutes. The pitch is in absolutely immaculate condition, and everything is in ship shape here by the Castletown Ballygrand club, and huge crowd is going to lead to an absolutely fantastic atmosphere, and the respective managers are having given their last words, of wisdom to the respective teams. And a very notable manager of Croagh Kilfinny, who's a member of this parish in Martin Kiley, the well-known commentator. So he's just exiting the field now, having parted with his last words of wisdom. And as we look at it, it looks as if Granagh Ballingarry are going to be playing from right to left, which means that they will be playing into the village end here. For those that know the Castletown Ballygrand, right down to the scoreboard.
We're ready to go, and Declan O'Driscoll gets us underway here. Donal O'Grady at the moment lines out at wing back, and he's straight in possession here as Dara Casey feeds him, and Dodge ends up on the deck, but does well to recycle it to Casey. And Granagh Ballingarry in the familiar green and black, they get on with it, and there's an early skirmish for possession. What a contest we are likely to have here, as Cathal O'Keefe is hooked, but he does well, recycles to Brian Sheedy, and Sheedy wins the free. And you can tell there's plenty of Granagh Ballingarry supporters around here, Matt, in the stand. And
absolutely, it was lovely, and we coming in along and outside around the precincts of the ground, and just within the ground there, to see the various colours, the blue and white of Croagh Kilfinny and the green and black of Castletown, of Granagh Ballingarry, colours that they share with my own club, Glenroe.
Absolutely. Here's a chance now for Sean O'Connor. 20 points in that semi-final out of the 2:31 they scored. O'Connor from his own half puts plenty of sky in it. Doesn't look good though. It's going to tail, I think, is it? Indeed it is, and we have the first wide of this afternoon's contest here, and it's gone to the men.
Yeah, but it was one that was from considerable distance, Tom, so a small blame to him on that particular one. He would, from first free in a county final, he would have much preferred it to be much closer, but it is what it is.
Yeah, ball goes long and O'Connor gets on it. There's a nice tussle in the air under it as O'Connor arrows one across the pitch. Oh, they're all slipping and sliding, and racing for it there is Paddy Murphy, but out in front of him is the cover, and that on that occasion was Mark Storen, but Granagh Ballingarry come up with it through Luke Flynn, and Flynn again is just trying to get hold of possession there, and ball down in the corner, and the referee has signalled that it's going to be a line ball in favour of Granagh Ballingarry. And we mentioned county finals. Winners of this competition in 2005 were the men from the Knockferna, and Croagh Kilfinny contesting a third final in succession after winning the delayed 2020 Junior A Hurling Championship final. So they've gotten a sweet taste of success and they want a little bit more of it, but there's a chance here as Luke Flynn is blocked and his effort skirmishes across as Shamey Lenihan gets on it. Lenihan with a nice neat hand pass, and this is carried up the field by Jack Lenihan, and Jack sends it inside. Oh, that's good defending there. Are we going to see the first score in the next couple of moments? There's plenty of pressure on the ball carrier on each occasion. Ball sent up there and missed by Cathal O'Keefe, but his teammate Mike Russell is going in amongst it to get it. There's another 3-4 bodies on the deck, and the ball comes back to Owen Barry, a man who came on in last year's final, but he has to recycle. And Tom McMahon opens his shoulders and clears his lines as you feel the first score here is going to be greeted with a huge roar as Brian Flynn gets on it. Flynn does well, steps out of a couple of challenges, steps into a couple more. Flynn takes a lot of steps, throws it up. Flynn snaps at it, and that's just tailing to the right and wide. Signals John Paul Kiley, the umpire there, and that's a wide apiece. But Matt, frenetic stuff to start.
Yeah, frenetic stuff, Tom. It certainly is a game that is not lacking intensity. There's plenty early intensity, but you wonder will they be able to sustain it for 60 minutes. The trick will be who will sustain it for the longest. But very, very, very promising opening. Yeah, all right, we've 3 minutes gone. We haven't got a score, but it is highly entertaining. And as you can see, Tom, and as we can hear from both sides, the crowd are really, really immersed and involved in the game.
Yeah, this is why we love the club game, as the ball is cut down the line there, but Shamey Lenihan gathers and he gives it back to McMahon, and McMahon again goes long, goes direct. They're looking for Seamus Hickey, man of course who transferred to the club in 2020 and has been a key part of their team, as the ball is cleared out there by Jack Cagney, the centre half back, and he sends it down towards Paddy Murphy. And Murphy does well, kicks it away. Is he going to bend his back? He is. Murphy bearing down a goal. Murphy going for the goal. Oh, it's a good shot. Well saved by Dave Lynch. And the ball is eventually knocked out over the end line, and it's wide. And Matt, the first goal chance of the afternoon, Murphy. A tough angle. And Murphy does well, kicks it away. Is he going to?
Yeah, comfortable. A tough angle, but a comfortable save for Dave Lynch. Like he saw it all the way, and he came out and he gave it was a good block. He blocked it to safety because it certainly it could have been open to a follow up.
Yeah, Lynch now sends the puck out down to us here, and there's a plenty of close proximity defending here as the ball breaks now to Cathal O'Keefe. O'Keefe into a challenge. I think he just threw that up in the air as he lost his footing, and Mike Russell gets on it. Russell looks back for O'Keefe, and O'Keefe has a little bit of space. He's going to switch across. Here's a chance now, and here's on the run is Dara Casey, and Casey gives the roar because Casey has opened the scoring here. Dara Casey off the shoulder, off the right, and over the bar.
Yeah, an excellent score by Dara Tracy, and I suppose slightly on the balance of play, Tom, over the last 2 minutes or so. Granagh Ballingarry have been on the foot and deserved that opening score.
Yeah, fine bit of stuff. Seamus Hickey gets it and dips the head into the challenge, and Seamus Hickey gives away the free, and Declan O'Driscoll will be having none of it. He's just telling him to let go of the sliotar, and Declan O'Driscoll just goes in to have a word with Hickey, and indeed one of the defenders, and it's Jack Cagney. But Matt, that was the slickest move of the game so far. No surprise that it yielded a score.
It was, it was a very good score by Derek Casey, but that was an excellent catch by Seamus Hickey. And that's a throwback in time. Of course, he was Young Hurler of the Year in 2007. He was a county Premier Intermediate Hurler winner with Maru Boher in 2017. So, and an All Ireland medal winner in 2018. So, an awful lot of experience
Ball sent
under that 15
there.
shot.
Referee allowing it to develop, and again. The man inside there is Paddy Murphy. Does very well to keep a hold of it. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor off the left. He's going to arrow that one. And Sean O'Connor opens his account for this afternoon. Does nicely off the left wing and doubles the advantage.
Yeah, well taken score by Sean O'Connor. Of course, he is the man to look out for, as you said, as at the outset. Tom, 20 points in the
mean feat
in the semi-final, and. If there was no one on you, it'd hardly do it,
Absolutely. Ball down again towards Hickey, and again he puts up the paw, but this time it's broken. Granagh Ballingarry in there. Croagh could do with something, maybe a shot at the post. They might have one here, and a chance for Brian Hannon. Hannon going away from goal, but Hannon sends it across. The umpires are in agreement, and Brian Hannon, the number 11, opens his account and opens Croagh's account for the afternoon. That's a good reply from them. A very good reply, and an excellent score by Brian Hannon. Of course, Amanda has given very good service now to Croagh Kilfinny, and has been very central to the great run that they have been on over the last 4 years. Yeah, ball sent in, sent down. There's 2-on-1 in there, and the one that wins it though is Tom McMahon. He goes back to Lynch. Lynch does well, jinks out and turns onto the favoured right. A big long striker of the ball. Again looking for Seamus Hickey in those familiar orange boots. Ball breaks down, and in fighting for it is Jack Lenihan. And again, you feel all of these possessions will add up to a lot if whoever can get the better of them. And the ball spills out, and Dennis Lenihan is there. And as the man ends up in the deck, the referee is giving a free. The man on the floor, I think, fouled the man that was running through. And it's a free in favour of Granagh Ballingarry.
I think Dennis Lenihan was the man that was offended against there, I think.
Yeah. A chance now for O'Connor to trot across and have a go at the posts. We've seen what he can do from play. And a very sizable crowd here, the whole stand more or less full, and with people in the surrounds and the far side, as you can see.
Certainly, for his first two frees, Sean O'Connor certainly haven't been gimmies anyway, Tom, because this is right out on the sideline. But it's certainly within his compass, I think.
Yeah, about 60 metres from goal, but when you add in the distance, it's a sizable distance. But he hasn't brought it in enough, and it's a second wide for him and a third and all for Granagh Ballingarry.
Something of the commentators curse a bit there, Tom, but
wouldn't be like him, Matt.
I have no doubt that he's going to find his range before long.
Yeah, as again Dave Lynch goes long with the puck out. Again, it's hotly contested. The referee allows play to continue. There was O'Grady was in amongst it. Looked to be a sharp pull there. Here comes Seamus Hickey. Oh, super one-handed pick from Hickey. And has the presence of mind to take a look up. Sends it inside, one-on-one inside. Oh, that's well taken by Brian Flynn. And Flynn ties this one up. Brian Flynn, super pick. Aaron Gallan-esque behind his man, spins and fires it over.
Yeah, and absolutely finish. A perfect finish by Brian Flynn, but great work here by Seamus Hickey to get possession here immediately in front of us around the halfway line, and to spot Brian Flynn in the position and know that he was capable of winning on a 1-to-1, and a very, very good point.
But Granagh Ballingarry looked to reply to that one, and we're approaching the 10-minute mark as the ball comes out here to Damien O'Donovan, and where's it gone? It hits the post, it goes over. I wasn't 100% sure. It just had enough height to score a point, but nearly dropped into the back of the net.
Oh, very, very nearly dropped in very, very nearly, and David Lynch wasn't sure where it was going, because he stretched across with one hand on the hurley, and but lucky from Croagh Kilfinny perspective, it went over the bar.
Back underway here, Jack Lennon is on it. Lennon, lovely flick around the back to Seamus Hickey. Hickey bats it into the back of the net. Seamus Hickey, lovely play from Jack Lenihan, and Seamus Hickey tidies it up, and expertly, no one can hook him from there, puts it above the head, bats it to the net.
Absolutely
a great goal.
And what we've seen here is we've seen a Seamus Hickey that is really, really on fire. Absolutely, that was a tremendous goal. the way he got possession and the way he shot in the grip on the hurley and dispatched it into the net.
Super stuff. He tied it up with the touch into the paw and just batted it past Dennis O'Connor in the Granagh Ballingarry goal. Chance here now. Referee is going to give a free here to Cathal O'Keefe, and this should be a chance for them to reply. So a goal and 2 to 3. We'll just try and get that graphic corrected there. We're after giving a point to the wrong side, so a goal and 2 for Croagh Kilfinny, and it's actually 3 points to Granagh Ballingarry. So we'll see what comes of this free now for Sean O'Connor. And just a bit of attention needed for the centre half forwards, Cathal O'Keefe, and a chance for Matt for us to grab a bit of a breath here. It's been frantic stuff.
Absolutely, it's been frantic stuff at the moment, and what we've seen already, and Tom, and we've less than 12 minutes of play. What we've seen is very, very encouraging passages of hurling, very, very good hurling, and we've already seen that that Seamus Hickey in those early exchanges has, he's certainly letting his imprint in this game already, and if he's going to continue in that vein, because he was involved in the build-up for the point for Brian Flynn, and then he was involved he scored the goal, so you can see that he's actually on fire and absolutely leading from the front.
Absolutely, and he went off injured after just 15 minutes of last year's final as O'Connor lines this one up, and O'Connor, after a couple of earlier misses from much further out, gets one close to the goal. That's what free takers would like. Just settles himself and brings himself into this county final from a free taking point of view, and the gap is cut to just 1.
Yeah, there's just 1 point between them, and I suppose on the balance of play it's just about right. And
yeah, again
we have it coming together over
contested there. And Damien O'Donovan is a long way from 15. He goes back and gathers it, wearing the red helmet, and the ball signalled by the man from St. Sennans, that's Jonathan Hayes. It's gone out over the line, and it's going to be a Croagh Kilfinny ball, and Martin Kiley just beneath us bellowing on his troops. He'll be happy to get that goal. It was the tonic that they probably needed. It felt like Granagh Ballingarry were just asserting a little bit of dominance, but nevertheless they'll need to back that up. Ball is out there though. It's an inviting one. Lynch does well, claims it, and good full back play in front of him, and Lynch just pops one out here to McMahon, and McMahon gives a nice ball. It's Josh O'Connor, puts it on the hurley. He's at 2 or 3 yards of space. He is encouraged on by the Croagh Kilfinny faithful. O'Connor, is that going to turn? It is! Josh O'Connor, the joint captain. What a score. Great bit of soloing and a fine finish.
Absolutely. Excellent score by Josh O'Connor. He gained possession just inside his own half and came down the line here in front of us and just picked his spot, delivered at the right time and delivered over the bar. Now we have Croagh Kilfinny with a bit of defending to do.
It is again, but they've strength in numbers and they come away with it through Dennis Lenihan. Lenihan clears his lines, a bit aimless, but job done for now as Granagh Ballingarry look to be a bit more precise into O'Connor. O'Connor always surveying his options, and he arrows one inside, and Luke Flynn touches good into the paw, takes the solo, and Luke Flynn off the right. Where's that one going? Oh, that is tremendous from Luke Flynn. Josh O'Connor picks him out, Luke Flynn arrows it over, and now both of these teams are coming to the boil.
Absolutely. Now the game really has caught fire, and we were very optimistic with the early exchanges despite there being no score, but now they're embellishing what is a very, very high intensity performance with some very, very good scores. That was an excellent score by Luke Flynn.
Yeah, as again the ball is hotly contested under the puck out that goes just inside the 45. The ball has gone out over the line ball, and Seamus Hickey is there to try and take a quick one, as of course Sweden of Hirschig won 20 to 19 point winners last night, and we had a dramatic finish to the Premier Intermediate contest before that, and somehow or other Blackrock found themselves level, but up stepped the winner for there's a chance of it's off the post. That was an effort by the number 11. That was Brian Hannon. He was a bit unlucky with that one. Still there, in around the neck, and that's going to be a free and a tap over free for Croagh Kilfinny. They did well, Matt. The ball came off the post, but they didn't give it up then after that.
That was excellent. That was excellent work by Cian O'Connor. Cian O'Carroll. Cian O'Carroll, of course, was an All-Ireland winning captain earlier this year with Killarney and Croagh, All-Ireland winning colleges captain. But certainly the Granagh Ballingarry player was in possession, and he fought back and won the ball and won a free, and you would have to think that he will finish the job now and put it over the bar.
Yeah, he lifts and strikes, and the number 14 opens his account with a routine enough free, and again they just inched themselves further clear. 1 goal and 4 now, plays 5 points as O'Carroll opens it. A ball again came off the post, but they didn't give it up as they go along. We'll bring you up to date with the full time from the Junior A final when we have it. It's very close to being finished in Kilmallock. We'll give you that scoreline when we have it. At the moment, Munger are just about ahead, but we're into stoppage time in that one. Indeed, the latest score I have just as stoppage time has come on is a point in it now as Fina put one over from a free. It's 2 goals and 16 from Munger. Fina, Kilmeady, a goal and 18. So that one's going to the wire. As Seamus Hickey off the left. Hickey, though, is it going to turn enough? Where is it going? The umpires have signalled that as just not turned in enough, and Hickey has a wide to his net.
It was a great effort there by Seamus Hickey, because he was well out on the left.
Oh, great stuff there from Cathal O'Keefe. Jinks in and out, and O'Keefe's effort though doesn't match the build-up play, and just like that there's a wide at the other end for Granagh Ballingarry.
Yeah, and the wides are mounting up now, Tom. Well, 3 to Granagh Ballingarry, 2 to Croagh Kilfinny, I make it. But what's most important, of course, is Croagh Kilfinny 1-4, Granagh Ballingarry 5 points.
Yeah, good play there by Owen Barry. Dennis Lennon though is blocked, and first real couple of clashes of the ash, and the ball is sent in by Jack Cagney. Well, Cagney's effort is not a good one, and it's another wide for the men in green and black.
Really met that one on the meat, and it was an excellent strike from distance, and would have been a tremendous score had it gone over, but it was well wide of the mark eventually.
As you can probably tell from the conditions, it's a dry enough and day here, but the ball is in the glove of Cian O'Carroll, and Cian O'Carroll free a moment ago, and he adds it with a point. The number 14.
Yeah, very well taken point there by Cian O'Carroll, who plays in generally off his left, and he took it, just made the space for him out on the left and put it back over the bar. Very good score from Cian O'Carroll.
Yeah, again the puck out is not a cleanly 1-1 by either side, as Josh O'Connor gets on it, shortens the grip, and arrows one inside. It's going to be 1-on-1 inside. It's Jack Lenihan, and just struggling to see, such as the crowd here in the stand at Paddy Carroll Park, but eventually has gone out for a line ball to the defending side in this instance, which is of course Granagh Ballingarry. In fact, it's a line ball for Croagh Kilfinny. Standing room only, as they say. Huge crowd coming into the village of Castletown Ballygran, as the ball is taken up there by Jack Lenihan. Lenihan's effort though across the face of the goal, and another wide now for Croagh Kilfinny.
Yeah, that was a shot from distance, and it really, well, I suppose, fair play to him for taking it on, but I don't think there was a score really on at that stage.
Yeah, it would have been a real tonic to get it, but perhaps there was better options, as the puck out comes all the way down here. Referee and linesman are in agreement that the ball has gone out. It's Mike Mead, the linesman on this side, and we must credit our officials throughout the course of these championships have got them run off seamlessly. They've been busier than the players, really, Matt. Some of them taking on 2, 3, 4 games a weekend at times.
Absolutely, phenomenal. I've been saying it all the time. We have a fantastic panel of referees and officials in this county, and like they week in, week out, they do excellent jobs, in whether it be underage or whether it's adult. But we have to be very, very grateful to them. Great to see Declan O'Driscoll here taking charge of the final.
Yeah, from one of the smaller clubs in the whole county, Ballingarry Gales, but nonetheless a proud GA community in that part of the city, as there's a lazy enough tackle there and a free coming in favour of Croagh Kilfinny. And
Cian O'Carroll has come all the way out to take it, and it's slightly inside slightly inside his own half, so he must really, really fancy it, Tom.
Yeah,
it is straight in front of the goal, as straight as you could get in front of the goal now.
These
not always the easiest,
no,
Tom.
but these are the ones the guys will practice. I'm sure they practice them from all angles, but this is probably one they practice maybe the first couple out in the training ground, and John Paul Kiley will pick up the flag because it's gone straight between the posts. Cian O'Carroll, he can do them from near and far. And O'Carroll.
Yeah, there's 21 minutes gone and there's a bit of daylight coming between the sides now. It's 1-6 to 5 points. Thanks in the main to those last 3 points from Cian O'Carroll.
Yeah, 3 on the bounce for him, 3 on the bounce for Croagh Kilfinny. Ball being carried up here by Owen Barry, one of the Kappa contingent in the side here, and he gives it into Seamus O'Carroll. O'Carroll has to turn all the way around and he sends it across, but it's well read by Jack Cagney. Cagney has to fight tooth and nail for it, and you just feel Granagh Ballingarry need to start marking up a little bit tighter. They've had a disappointing few minutes. Ball flicked away to the side here. Hickey is in there again, as too is Josh Mulcair Quill, and again no clean possession. Ball comes to Adam Shanaher, and Shanaher is fouled. And he just gets up and gives Derek Casey, I should say, a bit of a stare. These guys, Matt, will know each other from school, work, other codes, everything. They'll know each other
absolutely.
Inside out, up and down.
From Colashton and Croagh, certainly, you know, a lot of them would be on both sides, would be past pupils of that school. So, you know, it's former classmates, former schoolmates against each other. And all it does, Tom, of course, is add that little extra bit of spice to the contest.
Not that you need much for a county final, but it certainly helps. As O'Connor comes out looking to make it 4 on the bounce for him. The eye is in. Going through his routine. Of course, every free taker has just that little bit of a different routine. His one is, I would say, more straightforward, and O'Connor has knocked it between. In fact, he sent it to the left and wide. Thought the umpire was coming for the flag here on the near side, but that's a 4 wide now for Croagh Kilfinny. Cian O'Carroll with that one. In fact, sorry, I called him Josh O'Connor there for a second. Apologies, it was Cian O'Carroll. He got their last 3 scores. Again, bodies all over the turf, and the line ball going to the attacking side. Chance for the ball to be cut in around the square. Matt, do you prefer these to be taken short, or do you like to see guys having a go at them?
I like to see guys having a go. We saw Jack Keller on the Gaelic grounds last night, sweetly striking one. And Sean O'Connor is doing
around the goals. There's a square ball in there. Well, he gave it a fair go. He did. Jack Keller said for Patrickswell last night, and O'Connor gave that a fair go. It was inviting for a forward, but he just crept into the square before the sliotar.
Yeah, and very, very often a line ball well struck like that can cause a lot of trouble in there, as we've just seen.
Yeah, especially with the sun belting down into the eyes of the defending team there. As the ball goes all the way inside. Just slips out of the hand of Brian Flynn, does that hand pass, but Flynn does well to tidy up. Sends it back to Dennis Lenihan, and Lenihan's effort is a good one. Dennis Lenihan, bit of a fist pump there from Brian Flynn in acknowledgement that his teammate has fired it over. And Granagh Ballingarry need a score here, Matt. It's 4 on the bounce now, and the gap is beginning to grow.
We're up at we're into the 24th minute, and like it's double scores now. It's 1-7 to 5 points. Croagh Kilfinny have been.
They're winning a lot of it, and there's a chance here. That effort though is going to tail to the right and wide.
Yeah, I think Shamie Linehan will be very disappointed with that one. But I was saying there now, they have incrementally built up a 5 points lead. You know, and should they hold on to it at halftime, to give him something very, very tangible to hold on to for the second half.
We will have extra time in the junior game. A couple of people have texted me to let me know. 22 points apiece, 2-16, 1-19. The last 2 scores going to the men from the West Phoenix Media. They've tied it up, and they're bringing that one to extra time. Yeah, it sounds like an enthralling game over in Kilmallock.
Sounds like an enthralling game, and sounds like, you know, a bit of a surprise there in the first place that, you know, Mungret, I would think Phoenix and Media would have been favourites coming into the game, but like, you know, Mungret have been so impressive during the campaign, and it just speaks volumes about the huge reservoir of young talent that they have coming through in Mungret.
Absolutely. Back underway here is Sean O'Connor with the free. Scored one from a similar position, you'll recall. O'Connor lifts, strikes, and fires it over the bar. And
that's a very badly needed score, Tom, as you were just flagging a while ago. A badly needed score for Granagh Ballingarry to get back on the horse, as it were.
Stops the rot. 4 on the bounce now. There's one back the other way, and there's players jumping as high as they can, leaping like salmon. Jack Cagney there everyone missed the dot, and a line ball for the men from just up the hill there. Knockfearna came through Ballingarry mat about 90 minutes before throwing on my route here, and I can tell you there wasn't a sinner left in the place. Everyone is here in Paddy Carroll Park as the ball comes to Cathal O'Keefe. O'Keefe sends it in. Oh, lovely first touch by Luke Flynn. Flynn onto the hurley. There's a free coming. He's had his ankles tapped. We saw that last night in the rugby match. An ankle tap. You're not allowed to do it, of course, in hurling. And it's going to be a free for Granagh Ballingarry.
Yeah, we saw spectacular. It was a saving tackle actually for South Africa with one of those. With one of those
ankle taps,
ankle taps, or one of those ankle trips, or whatever you like to call it. But permittable in another code, not permittable in the game of hurling.
Absolutely not. And Declan O'Driscoll was on hand to signal the free, which will give Sean O'Connor probably the most straightforward one of the lot so far. And this will be his 4th point and all. And O'Connor lifts and strikes and sends it out over the net. The youngsters behind will have a new slitter if they can find it. And
we're back to a 3-point game, Tom. It's, Granagh Ballingarry edging their way back into it. Shot puck out taken and given then to Dave Lynch. Dave Lynch, of course, an All-Ireland under 21 medal winner with Limerick in 2015.
Yeah, sorry, just a scoreboard. Slight error there for us again. It's a goal in 7 plays 7. Searches the scoreboard here on the ground. The ball carried all the way up that wing by Josh O'Connor. Sends it back though. No one there in support. Seamus Hickey puts the pressure on. But out they come as Josh Mulcair-Quill just about clears his lines, but it goes straight to Owen Barry. And they recycle now through Adam Shanaher. And it's a good switch across to Dennis Lenihan. Doesn't look at his own score. Oh, the lovely fake. And the effort though from Jack Lenihan. He had done the hard bit. He'd created the space, but the execution of the shot for a player of his calibre wasn't how he's like. The ball again out to that right wing channel for Granagh Ballingarry, and again the sideline beats him.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with that. Now there have been a couple of chances. There are a couple of recent chances for Croagh Kilfinny, which they could have done a little bit better.
And there's a chance here. Well, it's not the neatest to play, and it comes away Brian Sheehy. Sheehy sends it inside. And Flynn has shown himself to be a real target man. Flynn puts the brakes on and fires it over the bar. Luke Flynn.
Next.
Suddenly now it's 3 on the bounce.
An absolutely excellent score there, Tom, by Luke Flynn.
And cuts the gap again. A goal in 7 now, plays 8 points. Granagh Ballingarry 3 on 3 of their own after 4 in a row from Croagh Kilfinny. As Seamus Hickey does well there, ends up in the deck. Referee says play will continue. I don't think he has a hurley. Oh, indeed he does. It's the Granagh Ballingarry man who lost the hurley. Sends it back to Shanaher. Play will continue. Ferocious defending there. Carried now by Sean O'Connor. And O'Connor has an option out here to the left. Will he use him? In fact, he goes through the middle. He gives it across to Cathal O'Keefe. O'Keefe has a runner, and that's Damien O'Donovan. O'Donovan, there's a lazy hand in there. Donovan wins the free. And the momentum, Matt, has definitely swung back towards those green jerseys.
It definitely has swung back to Granagh Ballingarry. They've got the last 3 points, and I wouldn't back very much against Sean O'Connor putting this one over to reduce it to a 1-point game, which will be a fantastic turnaround for Croagh Kilfinny in the space, for Granagh Ballingarry in the space of 4 minutes. Absolutely, 4 points in 4 minutes.
Trying to bring it back to a 1-point game. And there's a couple of Granagh Ballingarry supporters here that said they'd be very happy with that scenario, Matt. But the ball is still to be put over the bar by O'Connor. And here is O'Connor. What's he, about 55 metres or so out, midway between the 45 and 65, as you can see. The whistle has gone from O'Driscoll. So, again, just goes with the jab lift and fires it straight over the bar. A 1-point game as we approach the midway point.
And we're just heading into the 30th minute now, Tom. So it's going to be very, very close at half-time. What looked a couple of minutes ago would be a comfortable lead for Croagh Kilfinny has been eliminated now, and the initiative has swung very, very, very much in favour of Granagh Ballingarry, and they're winning all over the pitch now for the last 2 or 3 minutes. So and we're going to have a free out now, which is a long delivery. And of course, coming up to take it is Dennis O'Connor. Dennis O'Connor, of course, was a member of the Limerick minor team that reached the All-Ireland final in 2005 and has been one of the longest strikers in this county for years. He's back in goal this year, but a very, very good forward. And as you can see,
it's going to go very close in around the square. Oh, well taken by his opposite number, Dave Lynch.
Yeah.
What is that? You can tell Matt has his homework done, because that was a super long strike by Dennis O'Connor, but well taken by Dave Lynch, and it is Lynch now who sends it back down the field with a bit of interest. 2-on-1 in there, and strength in numbers for Granagh Ballingarry. They can come out with it. A lot of steps there from Jack Cagney.
Yeah.
The referee is calling for the sliotar. We are going to have the half-time whistle, and there is just a single point in it. A goal in 7 plays 9. Matt, sum it up for me briefly. Granagh Ballingarry probably happier even though they're behind.
They're happy because the impetus at half time is with Granagh Ballingarry. The trick for them, of course, will be to come out and pick it up after half time. At one stage there, midway through the second half, or for a block of time there through the second half, it looked as if it was Croagh Kilfinny and that they were going to be heading for the changing room with a considerable lead. They were 5 points up, but Granagh Ballingarry stuck at it, and 4 points in 4 minutes. It just didn't happen by accident. It was Granagh Ballingarry took a grip all over the pitch in that period, and it is so delicately poised that we're looking forward to a tremendous second half, Tom.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a bit of a break here ourselves. We suggest you do the same. We'll be joining you for the second half very shortly. Because Casey has opened the score. The man inside there is Paddy Murphy. Does very well to keep a hold of it. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor off the left. He's going to arrow that one. And Sean O'Connor. Something, maybe a shot at the post. They might have one here, and a chance for Brian Hannon. Hannon going away from goal, but Hannon sends it across. The umpires are in agreement, and Brian has the presence of mind to take a look up. Sends it inside. 1-on-1 inside. Oh, that's well taken by Brian Flynn. And Flynn ties this one up. And we're approaching the 10-minute mark as the ball comes out here to Damien O'Donovan, and where's it gone? It hits the post.
Across with one hand on the hurley, and but lucky from Croagh Kilfinny perspective, it went over the bar.
Back underway here. Jack Lennon is on it. Lennon, lovely flick around the back to Seamus Hickey. Hickey bats it into the back of net. Seamus Hickey. After just 15 minutes of last year's final, as O'Connor lines this one up, and O'Connor is at 2 or 3 yards of space. He is encouraged on by the Croagh Kilfinny faithful. O'Connor, is that going to turn? It is! Josh O'Connor! Arrows one inside, and Luke Flynn touches good into the paw, takes the solo, and Luke Flynn off the right. Where's that one going? Oh, that is tremendous. Lifts and strikes, and the number 14. Often the conditions is a dry enough and day here, but the ball is in the glove of Cian O'Carroll. But this is probably one they practice maybe the first couple out in the training ground, and John Paul Kiley will pick up the flag. Brian Flynn does that hand pass, but Flynn does well to tidy up. Sends it back to Dennis Lenihan, and Lenihan's effort is a good one. Dennis Lenihan scored one from a similar position, you'll recall. O'Connor lifts, strikes, and O'Connor lifts and strikes and sends it out over the net. He sends it inside, and Flynn has shown himself to be a real target man. Flynn puts the brakes on and fires it over the bar, and fires it straight over the bar at 1 point. You're very welcome back to Paddy Carroll Park. As you can see, the sides just about ready to go here for the second half. A point in a Croagh Kilfinny 1-7, Granagh Ballingarry 9 points, and Declan O'Driscoll fires in the sliotar for the second half as the ball again is hard won and hard fought, and it's Croagh Kilfinny who come up with it. Bit of a chop in there, but referee allows play to continue. The number 12 is Jack Lenihan. Lenihan puts the brakes on, a big hit in there on him by Dara Casey. The ball comes back to Dennis Lenihan and he sends it inside. Good full back play by John Keeley, not a name we've mentioned too often. There's a man in serious discomfort over on the far side. James Hall in it straight away.
Yeah, he looks... we were following the play and I didn't see anything happen.
From the very first kind of skirmish at the start of the second half, Matt.
Whether we can see it back or not, there's only less than a minute gone, but there seems to be concern over him over there. I think the referee is indicating that his day is over, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe Croagh were thinking it was a foul in there or something, and the referee is just explaining his situation. Martin Kiley in amongst it there, and hopefully he is okay.
Yeah. Hopefully he will be able to resume. The referee is giving an indication. I don't know what he...
Would probably restart with an indirect free. I can't even recall now who had possession, but hopefully, more importantly, that the Croagh player on the deck is
just wondering
okay.
Are there players demonstrating with the referee over there? I'm not sure, but certainly I think Declan O'Driscoll followed the play anyway, because he was right up here at this end.
Yeah, and to run the whole way back just to check on the players.
Yeah, when he spotted, and he immediately went back and checked on the players' welfare.
Well, just out of camera there, Declan O'Driscoll and Martin Kiley exchanging choice words, not too happy with each other there, and hopefully that they'll stop all that. In fairness, I must credit the Granagh Ballingarry medical support. They're also in now to give assistance here.
Yeah, and
all is fair in love and war, as they say.
But it's indicative, Tom, of the spirit in which this game is being played, and let's hope that the Croagh Kilfinny player will be okay. He's down with a while there now, and there have been a few medics out with him.
It's Quaylen Scott of Granagh Ballingarry who has gone in. She's the Granagh Ballingarry physio, I think, and in fact, it's Niamh O'Keefe who's gone in with Quaylen Scott, and on the other side we've John Daly, the Croagh Kilfinny medic, and there's some serious discomfort here for this player, so we will have a moment reprise here. You can see there as our cameraman pans the huge crowd that's packed into the stand here, and Matt, we've said it before between the two of us, but the facilities here have really come on leaps and bounds. I think it was just around the turn of COVID that they reinvested. They've put in a nice green barrier fence around it, lengthened the pitch slightly as well. New dressing rooms over on the far side, and must credit it is a small club, Castledown Ballygram, but nevertheless they have sought the investment, and they've
certainly
it.
Would be small club with big facilities, and absolutely fantastic facilities. Now I'm just looking down here to my left to the Croagh Kilfinny bench, and it would look as if they're readying James Lanigan, and I would imagine it is a sub for the player that's gone down, because it's doubtful that they'd be making a tactical substitution within a minute of the restart so early. So it's down here on our left. James Lanigan is warming up. He's actually ready to go, but we're waiting for an indication as to what the ultimate state of health of the Croagh Kilfinny player is.
Well, while we're waiting for that, I'll just bring you up to date at half time in the extra time in the Junior A final. Mungret St. Paul's now trailing 2-19 for them, 1 goal and 23 for Fina Kilmeady, so the slenderest the margins between them, with another 10 minutes to play in Kilmallock.
Yeah. And we have a couple of results in already from the county junior hurling B quarterfinals, where South Liberties 3-14, Brewery 3-12, Maru Bohor 2-20, Effin 2-3. They are results.
As the number 21 comes in, it's James Lanigan, as Matt was saying. He's going to go in, looks to be for one of the wing backs. I don't want to speculate who the player is, but we'll have that confirmed to us in a minute. Lanigan is coming in here maybe at left wing back. At this time I must give a shout out to two supporters of Granagh Ballingarry who are watching in Farfield in Melbourne. That's Sean Lenihan and his good friend Kiwi O'Donovan. two staunch Granagh Ballingarry men, and they'll be hoping that the second half goes a little bit better. 2 points better would do, Matt, and just to get over the line here. But great to see the diaspora tuning in far and wide for these games, and great that we can bring them to you.
And Tom, a shout out to a new member of the diaspora and a very good friend of both of ours, who should be arriving in Sydney around these days, Jack Neville, who is, I'm sure, is tuned into us. And if you are, Jack, hope you're finding your new surroundings very well. At least the player is standing up, but he's not going to be continuing.
That's it, and both sets of supporters joined in unison in giving him a round of applause. And
we're still trying to fathom out here as to who exactly the identity of the player is, because he's shielded from our view here by referee Declan O'Driscoll and by Martin Kiley. But he's walking away gingerly.
It's the midfielder, number 8. You can see there on the screens. It's Adam Shanaher, a real talented player, as you saw in that first half, and was certainly growing into the contest, but his day has ended premature. Looks to be a bit of a shoulder issue, and he's heavily strapped up and bandaged there, and hopefully it's nothing too serious and it's just a precaution. But nevertheless, he has been replaced by the man wearing number 21. That's James Lanigan, and Lanigan has actually just assumed his position at midfield, and he picks up the Granagh Ballingarry number 8, Josh Mulcair Quill. So new man for Quill to deal with. So we'll resume with what is an indirect free here. It can't be put over the bar, and I'm sure he would be capable of putting it over the bar, as Dennis O'Connor. He has to look for options, and he sends it all the way over to that far corner. And after a delay of about 4.5-5 minutes, we are back underway, and there's a line ball going in favour of Granagh Ballingarry.
So we know already, Tom, at the end of the game we could have as many as 6 minutes of additional time, and
it was around 6 minutes in the junior final that Phoenix immediately tied it up. So we won't rule out that happening here. Long way to go before we cross that bridge, but
no, we won't rule out extra time either.
Absolutely not. As ball cut in by the corner forward. Lovely switch of play, but can it be tidied up? It was Damien O'Donovan with the Seamus Hickey, and Seamus Hickey is roundly cheered on by the support, and his delivery though isn't gathered as the ball goes inside here. Damien O'Donovan has a bit of space, bearing down on goal. Now O'Donovan is going to take his point. I think sensibly he does.
He does.
And O'Donovan ties it up. Level here after 37 or so minutes.
Yeah, there's 38 minutes gone by the clock, but as we have already flagged that there was a stoppage of running to almost 5 minutes, so basically we're about in the 3rd minute of play of the second half. But that was a very, very good score by Damien O'Donovan to level it up.
Spun his man and went in for it with ball inside. Hickey slipping and sliding on what is greasy surface here. Hickey has to try and kick it, and Declan O'Driscoll says it was too many steps, and a chance now for Granagh Ballingarry to launch an attack and try and go back into the lead. They have trailed for much of this contest, more or less since that Seamus Hickey goal.
It's looking bright, for Granagh Ballingarry. It looks that the momentum that they had before half-time, they have immediately picked it up again after half-time. But Tom, there's a long, long way to go.
There is ball sent inside to the corner. Again, defenders outnumbering attackers. Mike Russell gets on it. Russell spills that out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for Croagh Kilfinny. Of course, Croagh Kilfinny, Junior A champions in 2020. Well, it was played in 2021, but it was the 2020 edition. Their first ever county title. And how special for them would it be to add a second, as the ball carried out here. As ball sent back now as Colm Noonan arrows it inside to Paddy Murphy. Murphy jinking in and out of a couple of challenges. Paddy Murphy, the umpires are in agreement. Paddy Murphy gives Granagh Ballingarry the lead early in the second half. Lovely jinking, lovely faking, and then strikes it over after right.
Yeah, the lovely piece of play by Paddy Murphy there. He was out on the left. He had to beat 2 defenders, one after another, and then shot it straight over the bar to put Granagh Ballingarry back in the lead.
Well, they're really enjoying it here. Croagh Kilfinny supporters booing that decision, but it's gone in favour of Granagh Ballingarry. The momentum is firmly with them now. They lead by a point.
Yeah, it turned about 5 minutes before half-time, we said, Tom, and the trick was to carry it on after half-time, and certainly the early evidence in the early minutes of this half is that it's more of the same.
Chance now for the goalkeeper. This one is direct. The one a couple of minutes ago is indirect. Dennis O'Connor.
Yeah, it's well within his compass.
So you'd have a car behind the goals. You might be worried there as he sends it to the right though. And it has gone all the way over the inline and wide.
This distance wasn't the problem. The radar was the issue.
That's it, yeah. Chance now. First wide of the second half, I think, for Granagh Ballingarry. As they go long with the puck out to Croagh Kilfinny. Dave Lynch's effort, looking for the man again with the orange boot, Seamus Hickey. But he can't get clean possession. Again, the lifting just not the best from Croagh Kilfinny. Ball inside to Cian O'Carroll. And O'Carroll is dumped on the deck. And the Croagh Kilfinny supporters among us here, Matt, sarcastically cheering that one. They felt a little bit hard done by for the opening few periods or few decisions of the second half, but now they have a chance to level us up once again.
Absolutely, it's Cian O'Carroll, and he's been in very, very good form, and it will represent a relief for Croagh Kilfinny, because they haven't had a score since
the 24th minute, I make it.
When Cian O'Carroll, it was Dennis Lenihan actually sent over, and
that put them 5 up actually, Matt. Yeah, so that's been.
So they'll be happy to resume finding the target, and Cian O'Carroll does just that.
Yeah, O'Carroll's 4th of the afternoon. 41 on the clock, as you can see. And the sides are level once again here in the beautiful surrounds of Castletown Ballingarry. Ball goes down, skirmishing further. Lanigan is in. First real involvement for him since being introduced for the injured Adam Shanaher. Oh, nice neat play. Gives it out to Jack Lenihan. Gives it to Lanigan again. Lanigan fires one down the line. Play will continue. Just feel the next few minutes will be crucial for either side if they can assume a bit of dominance. Everybody is slipping and sliding, and one man who is Dara Casey. He does well there, despite being on all fours, Matt. He just flicked it away when it just looked to be going to Croagh Kilfinny.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jack Cagney there made it his own, and it was a blatant foul on Jack Cagney. So Dennis is coming up, Dennis O'Connor, as I would expect. Although Sean O'Connor is going back. So yeah, Dennis is letting it to Sean O'Connor, a former All-Ireland Féire skills champion. Is Sean O'Connor. So
it's a unique one that not too many people around the country or indeed the county can say.
Yeah.
Despite all the medals the guys would have won as teams, that's one on an individual side of things.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Oh, so yeah, but sure, it's manifesting itself in his play at this level now.
He's 50 metres from his own goal, straight down the middle. O'Connor puts plenty of loft in it. It's going to go close, and it's going to go straight into the paw of Dave Lynch, as groans from those were wishing that one over. It's short there, and Croagh Kilfinny, nice clash of the ash there. Ball flicked away by Dennis Lenihan, and O'Connor doesn't dwell on his free that went short. Ball flicked back here. Is there options? There is. Jack Cagney. Cagney sends it straight to his opposite number. That is, of course, Tom McMahon. And McMahon arrows one up the middle. Hickey got his fingertips to it. Goes inside to Jack Lenihan, who's playing a lot closer to the goal than maybe we expected this afternoon. Puts it on the hurley. Back into the paw. Lenihan off the right. Umpires are nodding. Lenihan likes it. They like it. And Croagh Kilfinny put themselves back in front.
An absolutely superb score, Tom. He was right out on the touchline. He was no more than 15 metres from the end line, and he just took it on, and of course there was nobody available, so he took it on and put it between the sticks.
What's the reply from Granagh Ballingarry? There's a chance here to work the 2-on-1. Paddy Murphy sends it in. Where's that going? Oh, it's good. It's good. It was I think Cathal O'Keefe. Cathal O'Keefe sends it over, and they like that one. The men from Granagh Ballingarry, they've yet to use their bench, but in fairness, their forwards are winning their own ball, and when they're sending scores over like that one from the number 11 to put them back, or put them on to 12 points here this afternoon. Again, it's O'Grady skirmishing forward. O'Grady, is he lying on it? Well, he's up on one leg now, and then he's on two. Everyone looking to gather this possession, and they're going a little bit heavy for this time of year nonetheless. Ball's back to Lenihan. Oh, good work from Damien O'Donovan just to dislodge. And Croagh Kilfinny under serious pressure. There's a foul in there. The free is coming, and
There's another Croagh Kilfinny player down at the moment.
Not sure 100% who it is. Maybe is it Jacqueline and Martin Kiley has met him.
Yeah, didn't see what happened there as we followed the play, but he looks.
The net result, Matt, is a free in for Croagh Kilfinny. A chance for them to.
He looks to be in a small bit of trouble.
Maybe he rolled the ankle. I'm not sure. Can only speculate at this point what happened to him. But
I think Martin is signalling again to his bench. I'm not sure. Does he want to get somebody on?
Well,
the injured player has taken some liquid anyway, so he must be anticipating that he's further participation in this contest. It's
under pressure,
yeah.
Matt, I can tell you, this weekend is the weekend of finals. We've had 4. Well, we will have had 4 by the time, of course, this one is over. And they've all been very, very tight games. The Junior A final, we're entering 10 minutes of the second period of extra time. There's been 3 minutes added on, and it's Mungo St. Paul's with their nose narrowly ahead, 1 point ahead. They were, of course, ahead in the end of normal time or into stoppage time in the 60 minutes. They're now 2:21 to 1:23 ahead, but 3 additional minutes being signalled in Kilmallock. So time for Fina Kilmeny to rescue it again, and we may have a county title decided on penalties, but we'll see what happens with that one. Dennis Lenihan, the number 7, is up, and he's able to try and shake that one off. The play will resume with this free from Cian O'Carroll. I know we're going to have the best view in the house for this one. And O'Carroll, as the hush descends on Paddy Carroll Park. Here comes O'Carroll. O'Carroll lifts and strikes. Is that going to turn? It's going to turn away from goal. And he didn't like it from the second it came off his hurley. And a missed opportunity for Croagh Kilfinny to put themselves back into the lead.
With the way he was putting him over earlier on, that you would have anticipated that Keane would have put that one over.
A chance now for Sean O'Connor from play. Sean O'Connor, no, it's just tailing to the left and wide. Again, Matt, we're at that point now where there's a chance for someone to become a hero maybe, and just to put their stamp on this game. Ball sent inside by Josh O'Connor. Breaks inside there. It was Brian Flynn who was looking to gather. And Flynn, this actually swap hurleys afterwards. Such was the tussle. Ball cleared long by Dennis O'Connor. And here is Dennis Lenihan. Lenihan sees his hand pass blocked by Luke Flynn. And Luke Flynn, as well as being a silky scorer, Matt, gets through an awful lot of work, as you can see there.
Absolutely, yeah. But Tom, the work rate on both sides throughout the field and throughout the game has been absolutely phenomenal. We worried at the start that the pace that it started, would they be able to maintain it? They're maintaining it so far as we prepare to go down the home straight. Yeah,
Owen Barry gives it inside to Lanigan from centre field, delivers inside looking for Jack Lenihan. Lenihan, does well. He's going to gather it a second time is Lenihan. Lenihan off to left. What a score, Jack Lenihan. Martin Kiley gives the fist bump to his backmen. They've delivered for him there, but it was the precision of the forward who sends it over. Jack Lenihan, great score from him.
Absolutely, and that's 2 fantastic scores from Jack Lenihan. And we're just about to see a substitute being made. And I think it's actually the Granagh Ballingarry captain, David Condren, who's coming into the game.
David Condren, the team captain. He'll be hoping to have an influence here. He's coming in wearing 17. We're just waiting to see who's making way. I think it's one of the half-forward line. And Condren is gone straight in towards the edge of the square. And it is number 10, Mike Russell. Wasn't overly involved in the play, but sometimes that can happen in the county final. It just doesn't break our way, but put in a shift nonetheless. Ball into Cathal O'Keefe's post. Lovely feint from O'Keefe, and gives it out here to Sean O'Connor. O'Connor from play. Sean O'Connor has got it. Great play by Cathal O'Keefe, but it's Sean O'Connor who applies the finishing touch. And once again, we're level.
We're on level terms. Excellent score there again. The build up to some of these scores, Tom, and the creativity among the forwards has been absolutely excellent. Seamus Hickey was about to grab it there and it was knocked away from him. We have a chance here for James Lanigan.
Lanigan puts it inside 1-on-1. It's whipped on there, and just got a little bit excited there, did Cian O'Carroll, but his effort whip towards goal is not a good one. 2 wides apiece. I make it since the interval. You'll see in your clock there a reminder there's 10 minutes left in the 60, but we'll definitely have 5 if not 6 at the moment to be added onto that. They puck out long there, and there's a hurley play there. There was, the referee says so. Maybe in camogie, Matt, but not in hurling. He just flicked away his opponent's hurley, and that allowed him come away with it. But Declan O'Driscoll, in fairness to him, as he has been all afternoon, has his finger on the pulse and gives a free to Croagh Kilfinny.
Looks like Tom McMahon, I think, that's overtaking it, is it? It is Tom McMahon.
It is, yeah, the centre half back. Well, we will have penalties in the Junior A final. 2:21 plays 1:24 as we're back underway here with a free, but that is tailing to the right and wide. And Matt, I'll ask you to reserve your opinion on penalties for another day, but we're heading to the first one, I think, to decide a senior or an adult county title anyway in Limerick. As who could rule that one out here? The delivery is not great though for Granagh Ballingarry as they look to assume control, but it's carried out by Tom McMahon. Goes into traffic. There'll be plenty of traffic on the way back towards Neville Cross and to Ballingarry and to Granagh and all the rest of it, and over to Kilfinny. So,
and that last free from Tom was a huge effort, Tom, and it just went wide of the upright. So now we have a chance for Granagh Ballingarry to go back and head ahead. I'm sure that Sean O'Connor will be standing over it. It is. And at the way he's scoring points, it's certainly within his ambit anyway. So he's stepping up over it now.
Yeah, just outside the 65, or his own 65 as it were. And O'Connor, you saw him, he's got 2 from play this afternoon and has been decent from frees too. Lifts and strikes, puts plenty of air on it. Umpires are having a look. Do they like it? They do not. It is just tailed to the right and wide.
Yeah, I think it was very, very close. The umpire watched it so closely. I thought for a minute he was dipping down for the flag, but no.
There's nothing like the suspense of waiting for an umpire to collect the flag with him. Ball sent down there. Donal O'Grady shirks off the challenge. Does well, gives it inside to Cathal O'Keefe. And O'Keefe, just a little flick off the hurley to Dara Casey. Casey does well, finds Sean O'Connor. O'Connor arrows one in. Oh, there's good cover there. Well, ball flicked now. Condren, what's he doing, Condren? Does he spill it again? Tries to shoot. Ball comes back towards Luke Flynn. They're all falling on top of it. Ball there. There's a wild swing in there. It was Damien O'Donovan who looked to gather it. Everyone is just slipping and sliding. The ball is like a bar of soap inside there. Oh, and Croagh come up with it. Big moment there. There was a chance for the captain, David Condren, to maybe pass it off or indeed take a score of his own. But here comes a sub at the other end. It's Lanigan. Arrows it down inside the 45. Ball breaks. Croagh have 2 in there. There's a bit of a swing and a miss there from Jack Cagney. And sends it across here. Cathal O'Keefe playing a little bit deeper since the interval. O'Keefe does well. And O'Keefe is unceremoniously dumped to the floor by Owen Barry. And we can catch our breath. A real chance there though for a sniff of a goal anyway for Granagh Ballingarry, Matt.
And I think, is Dennis O'Connor coming up to take this one? Yes, he is.
We shall see what he can do with this one. And
Seamus Hickey there for a moment, ensuring that the free was being taken from the right spot.
He wouldn't want to take it on the incorrect spot, you know. He would.
No.
I'm sure
he was
nothing to do with distance right here.
He was ensuring Granagh Ballingarry
pedantic for the rules.
Didn't steal too many yards there. So
now,
with the way Dennis O'Connor strikes, I think it would make very little difference.
It's a dangerous one. O'Connor. Oh, well saved inside there. Oh, and somehow it's cleared away. I think it was Tom McMahon who swept it away, but it was like a bullet arriving in there. Dave Lynch got a stick to it, and the ball has gone out over the line there. Mike Mead is on the hand to give the line ball, which is going in favour of Croagh Kilfinny. But Matt, he didn't strike it the way he liked, but it almost nestled into the back of the net. And
it certainly did, and I think they were caught by surprise. But we have seen Tom over the years, and we have seen particularly in the different campaigns this year that low trajectory free is very, very difficult to defend. We saw your adopted club Rough, how they got a goal in the county semi-final against Atlaka. But it's something similar.
Yeah. Chance here now. True. Cathal O'Keefe. O'Keefe delivers inside. Oh, just spilled there by Luke Flynn. Flynn does well. He's outnumbered 3-1. Playing a lot deeper at the half forward line of Granagh Ballingarry, carried by Lanigan. He gives it off to Owen Barry. Owen Barry well hooked there by Sean O'Connor, but it still finds its way to Brian Flynn. Flynn with a couple of would-be challengers. Flynn comes away from them. Flynn ends up on the deck. Declan O'Driscoll says play on, and the ball is knocked out to the side here. Sean O'Connor gathers it. He is pursued. O'Connor, lovely hand pass here to Dodge O'Grady. O'Grady ships a bit of a challenge, ends up on the deck, and he gets his free. And a huge roar from the Granagh Ballingarry supporters. Croagh wanted a free beneath us. Nevertheless, Ballingarry played to the whistle, and Donal O'Grady comes up with the goods and wins a free.
He still got it in the bones, Donal O'Grady, no question about it. As this game has been progressed, he has been grown and grown and grown and more involved. And certainly that was a lovely cameo of what, the 2013 Munster winning captain was all about.
The free is brought back to where the initial foul happened. 2013 captain, 44 years of age now. And still looking as fit as ever, as O'Connor. Their frees from this distance haven't been the best. We've seen the goalkeeper and O'Connor sharing that responsibility, the two O'Connors. And here is Sean O'Connor, lifts and strike. There's a bit of a groan because he has sailed that to the left and wide. And Matt, this game now has been starved of scores. So you feel like every score from here on in is going to be huge. Yeah,
we've 4 minutes of regulation time left, Tom, and that's going to morph into about 10 minutes because there will be definitely 5 or 6 minutes of additional time. So now is the time that somebody has to make a burst for it. And certainly I think the pressure may be getting to the sides. We have seen a few missed opportunities.
Cathal O'Keefe.
Not Cathal O'Keefe.
Turns it over, Cathal O'Keefe. Where's this one going? Cathal O'Keefe! He jumps, gives the fist bump, he likes it. Granagh Ballingarry like it. And again, they just put their nose slightly in front here in Castletown Ballingarry. Nice work from the forwards to turn it over, and a nice score.
Yeah, so going to be a very, very interesting last couple of minutes now.
Well, we saw so much drama already this weekend. Can we take another 10 minutes of it? Will we need a little bit more beyond that? We have the penalty shootout has begun in Kilmallock. Ball swept up the pitch here. 1-on-1 inside, now 2-on-1 because back there is Tom McMahon. He tidies it up. And Davy Lynch encouraged by the supporters here to go long and direct, but it's not the longest strike he's ever had. And a chance now. Good defending there, or good play by Jack Cagney. Gives it across to Dara Casey. Casey's, they're all slipping and sliding. Colm Noonan. And you can just feel the suspense lifting here in the stand. Dara Casey ends up on the deck. The referee has stopped the game. I think he's going to eventually have to throw this in as the clock ticks on towards 58 minutes played. Well, we can catch our breath again here, Matt.
We can, yeah. There's it's a Granagh Ballingarry player that's down, but he's gingerly getting back to his feet. I think he's going to be okay. Obviously the medics are in, and I think both sides will be happy to get the break for these crucial last 5 or 6 minutes. It's going to be a titanic struggle for the next 7 or 8 minutes. It's just simply fantastic. We were saying there a while ago that the pressure may have been getting to him. Not Cathal O'Keefe though, with the manner in which he won that ball and put it over the bar to give Granagh Ballingarry the slimmest of leads.
Well, the ball is thrown in by O'Driscoll and it's picked up there well by Dennis Lenihan. Lenihan met though by a green and black wall, and Seamus Hickey goes in and gets his free. He sarcastically punches the air, and a chance to tie it up again. And Matt, I'm going to say those mortal words: extra time. I wouldn't rule it out at this point. We're going to be level here now as we enter the additional time, but who would bet against the draw at this point?
Yeah, I know. It's that weekend. It's that kind of a weekend. But what a culmination to our championships. Pity, I suppose, that the senior championship didn't live up to the level of expectation that we had expected. But nevertheless, what a weekend for Limerick hurling.
Cian O'Carroll strokes over the free, and after two on the bounce for Granagh Ballingarry, Croagh Kilfinny have tied it up. We'll see. Will the panels go deeper into their reserves as the puck out goes long? Again, no clean possession for either side. And Munger 2-0 up in that penalty shootout is the latest we have to. Fianna have missed their first. with another penalty to come, and there's a free there going in favour of Croagh Kilfinny. Oh, the tension, Matt, the tension. I'd hate to be involved with one of these teams at this point. You'd nearly be watching from behind the couch if you're at home or further afield.
Yeah.
And if you're in amongst it here, you're nearly cowering behind the person in front of you. It's all the years of work. Down to this one.
Years of hard work, and Granagh Ballingarry have been so near for the last couple of years. Croagh Kilfinny have been in the final for the last couple of years. Something has to give here today. One of them is going to go out the gate disappointed, and the big question is who. We're no nearer to knowing who.
Dave Lynch sends that free to the right and wide, and Granagh Ballingarry look to spread the play again now as they come with another free. We're into the additional time. We don't have an indication of how long that will be, but we suspect about 6 minutes or so, maybe even longer, as the ball is carried up the middle or up this left wing by Brian Hannon. Sends it inside to Josh O'Connor. O'Connor wins his free. And I wonder, do the players know what is on the clock or what's left? But they'll certainly know this is an opportunity.
They will suspect, if they know it's coming up to the hour mark, they will suspect that they have to go helter-skelter for the next 5 or 6 minutes at least. And the lead has changed hands, and is it going to change hands again?
Well, we shall see. It's currently 3-1 to Mungret in that penalty shootout. Declan Brown with a couple of saves so far. Fianna Kilmeady under pressure, and
of course, Declan Brown, is the Mungret captain and son of well-known GA personality Donny Brown.
As the ball is lifted and struck over the bar by Cian O'Carroll. 2 on the bounce for him, 2 frees in a row. And there's a sub there on the Croagh Kilfinny team. In comes Gearóid Lenihan, another one of the Lenihan clan. In he goes, and making way is... Just trying to confirm that there. I think it's Brian Flynn has made way as the puck out goes short, and then Dennis O'Connor goes long with it. So a point in it. We have played about 2 minutes of additional time. Around the neck there. You won't get too many easier decisions if you're the referee than that one. And Josh O'Connor has the chance to level it up again, and it's just tit for tat at the moment, Matt. One team will go a point behind, then they might go a point up, and then back comes the other. So a chance for O'Connor to level us up. We've had no real indication of what's added, as I said, so we shall see. We're 2 minutes over the 60.
Yeah, it's Sean O'Connor. You would fancy him to put this one over.
O'Connor cycling through that routine. What's he going to do with this one? O'Connor, he gets it nicely inside that post, and O'Connor with another free brings us level again. 62.5 minutes on your screens there. We're now at the discretion of the referee. We do suspect another 2 or 3 minutes. Ball sent long. Possession is huge here for one of these teams. Oh, well carried up the middle there by Luke Flynn. Vacated full forward after Hurley. Luke Flynn. Where's that going? Luke Flynn. Oh, what a score, Luke Flynn! Not only did he win the ball, he carried it through the middle after Hurley. Sends it over, and they've gone 1 to the good of Granagh Ballingarry. What a score from Flynn.
Absolutely, a fantastic score, and especially, Tom, should it turn out to be the winning score, what a fantastic, the way he won possession, the way he took off through the middle and unleashed it. And Granagh Ballingarry are defending here now, but they're defending very well. We've almost
sensibly sends it off. The pass here is Carl O'Keefe, spills it. O'Keefe does well, but then loses his footing, and a chance now for the team, one of the joint captains, Josh O'Connor. Ball sent down to Lanigan. His touch not the best, ends up on the deck. Both teams probably looking for a free in there. They'll take anything at this point. It's Granagh Ballingarry through Flynn, who come up with it, sends it inside. Strength in numbers there for Croagh Kilfinny. Can they work it sharp before getting a shot? Ball sent in to Jack Lenihan. Lenihan ends up on the deck. This will suit Granagh Ballingarry. The clock working its way towards 64 minutes. Sean O'Connor comes up with it. Where's that going? That's going inside, but it's going well, in fact, to the left and wide, and I think David Condren was just looking for a delivery in there.
Yeah, and we're going to have a very quick puck out, I'd say, now from David Lynch, because what are we? We're into the 5th minute of time added on, so there's possibly another 1 minute or possibly 2 at the very most. Now, can Granagh Ballingarry hold out for a minute or 90 seconds? The ball is down in the Granagh Ballingarry half.
Yeah. What can we do here? The fullback John Keely does well. Gives it back to his goalkeeper. Well, it finds its way to Dennis O'Connor. Oh, lovely touch there by Casey. Casey's going to carry it out there. Hand passes it off to Luke Flynn. What can he do here? He'll be wise now to open the shoulders as Flynn. Where's Flynn going with this one? Flynn, there's a roar from the other side. Luke Flynn delivers it 2 to the good.
The minute he struck at Tom, he knew it. He knew it. He was fisting, pumping the air the minute he put it over the bar. What a turnabout since David Condren came on. David Flynn moved out around the middle of the park, and he has struck 2 glorious points, which could be the points that will take Granagh Ballingarry to eventual glory and taking custody of the Michael O'Leary Cup here in a couple of minutes' time, and to playing Premier Intermediate hurling next year.
Yeah, line ball in favour of Granagh Ballingarry. Jonathan Hayes just to get one of the Ballingarry mentors off the field. We've played 5.5 minutes over, so that injury earlier in the piece to Adam Shanaher is the bulk of that. We've a couple of people signalling 1 minute. How official that is, I don't know, but you feel like it's going to have to be a Croagh green flag from here. There won't be time for 2 points. Oh, lovely bit of play there by Paddy Murphy. They're all looking at Josh O'Connor, or Sean O'Connor I should say. Sean O'Connor gets his free in, and O'Connor gives the fist bump. He has the free. Declan O'Driscoll has given it. This is going to be put over the bar, and then Croagh are going to need to go the length of the field, Matt, and try and tie it up with a goal.
Yeah, not only is it going to be an opportunity to go 3 points ahead, but crucially at this stage it's going to be an opportunity for Granagh Ballingarry to wind down the clock, and I don't think Sean O'Connor will be in one bit of a hurry in taking this one. Well,
we must offer our congratulations to Mungold St. Paul's, who have won the Junior A Championship on a scoreline of 4-1 on penalties against Feenagh Kilmedy. Commiserations to Feenagh Kilmedy. They'll try and right that wrong next week in the Premier Junior A football final. But back underway here. O'Connor lifting, sends it all the way over the nets into the next parish almost.
And we're almost 7 minutes into injury time. I think the referee will I think we're going to have a late substitute here.
Yeah, just as you say, winding down the clock. Niall Cahill, wearing number 18, is in, and Cahill trots in. Who's coming out now is the next question. No one has left the field of play, so we're waiting for that. I think they have the intention not to call anyone off yet. Well, here he comes. Brian Sheehy wearing 4. The cornerback is off, so Niall Cahill will be in amongst it for the last play. Croagh need to send this one all the way down and hope for a second green flag.
It's a goal or nothing now for Croagh Kilfinny.
Yeah, ball is going to just come outside the 40 or inside the 45. Breaks down there. Cal O'Keefe is going to get on it. O'Keefe scoops it. Oh, lovely little solo. Plants his feet. Puts it back on the hurley, back on the deck. He sends it back to Damien O'Donovan. They're all just vacating their positions there. Oh, it's broken. Barry Lenihan. Lenihan, what'll he do? Lenihan goes for goal. Lenihan. Oh, he just sends it over the crossbar. Well, I wonder was there a pass on, but Lenihan went for it, and just about half a metre over the bar.
Yeah, he certainly went for it, and he was very, very near. I think we're about to hear the final whistle. I'm not sure.
No, Declan O'Driscoll is saying play will continue. We had that delay for the sub. The whistle is in his mouth. O'Grady carries, looks for options. O'Grady puts it in the paw again, sends it back inside. The touch isn't good. Seamus Hickey is there for Croagh Kilfinny. They'll be looking for a free here, and it's in the glove of Garrod Lennon. There's a free incoming. I tell you, Matt, my heart rate is going up here, and I'm only a neutral. I wonder what these two sets of players, supporters, everyone is feeling.
Absolutely, we can see the contrasting emotions from each side of us here. David Lynch for a moment looked as if he was coming up to take this one. David, he's leaving it to Tom McMahon. Tom will have to drop this one in around the house. There is no further chance for redemption. This is the last chance for Croagh Kilfinny to save the game. And
here it comes. McMahon lifts and strike, but it's met on the volley there. Someone needs to put their hand on it for Granagh Ballingarry. Referee says we will play on. Ball is carried. Referee gives a free there. O'Connor wins his own free, flicked it over the man, ends up on the deck. And a chance for again to run down the clock. Dennis O'Connor's going to come out and take it, and he'll be wise now to just get this off the field of play. Whether it's a score or a wide, just put it up and over the bar or wide, whichever he needs. He just needs to.
I don't think as I said about Sean O'Connor a while ago, I don't think Dennis will be in a hurry either.
No, as his desire. Here comes O'Connor. Well, we think time is up. We're about to hit 70 on our screen here, so O'Connor just needs to put it dead. Would be an insurance score if we do have any more time, but I think we're there. Dennis O'Connor off the left, and O'Connor is that tailing. It's just going to the right and wide. Still 2 in it. Declan O'Driscoll says we still have time. Ball goes long from Dave Lynch. We're still going on, and the ball into Owen Barry. Needs to get a strike off, needs to put it in around the square. They work it short though down the line. Josh O'Connor is racing there. There's a man out in front. There is the full-time whistle! Granagh Ballingarry are the Nick Green Sports Ground Limerick Intermediate Champions for 2023. They have beaten their neighbours by 2 points, and look at the outpouring of emotion for those in green and black. What a dramatic contest we had here.
Yeah, what a dramatic finale. But Granagh Ballingarry, you would have to say, for most of the first half it looked as if it was Croagh Kilfinny, but suddenly about 5 minutes coming up to half time, Granagh Ballingarry found their rhythm, and maybe the half time break didn't come at the right time for them, what normally happens, but on this occasion they really picked it up, and it was nip and tuck right through until Granagh Ballingarry got those couple of scores, those 2 immaculate points from full forward Luke Flynn. 2 memorable points. While hurling will be played in Granagh Ballingarry, the name of Luke Flynn will be up there at the very, very top.
What a couple of scores he got, and there was the free then, of course, to just add a bit more to it from Sean O'Connor. Put 3 between them. Back came Croagh, though they didn't let it go easily. Barry Lenihan got them a point, but they couldn't get that second goal that would have forced either a winner or extra time. But Matt, what a feast of hurling we had this weekend.
What a feast of hurling. But
game as well.
Tom, spare a thought for Croagh Kilfinny. I have first experience of their feelings out there now with my own club, Glenroe, losing 3 intermediate finals in a row in 75, 76 and 77. They came up in 2020, and they've lost in 21, 22 and now 23 by the narrowest of margins. And Tom, as I said at the outset, in the group stages in 3 years, they only suffered 1 defeat, a defeat that didn't matter when they had already qualified for the semi-final. So, spare a thought. It takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to make a great game. And certainly Croagh Kilfinny more than played their part in this one. But today belongs to Granagh Ballingarry, and congratulations to Granagh Ballingarry.
Well, congratulations indeed to them. Their team captain David Condren came on and played a bit of a cameo role. The team, of course, managed by Micheál Clancy. They've Gerard Kelleher, Donald Walsh, Donald McCarthy, Owen Kennedy among the backroom team. We have had tight finals all over the place this weekend. Matt, I put it to you, we've had a draw in county final that was decided on penalties. We've had the Premier Intermediate decided by a point. This one decided by 2. The senior decided by 4. We have been treated to 4 games of almost equilibrium. Unfortunately, 4 losers, but 4 fantastic games.
But a couple of players have emerged, who would very little would have heard that had gone under the radar until this weekend. I'm talking about David Breen last night with his last gasp point to win it for Drummond Lacka. And boy, it was a privilege here to see those 2 scores from Luke Flynn.
2 number 14s helping the sides over the line in Premier Intermediate and Intermediate. We're going to cut the mics. We'll leave the stream live so you can see the celebrations if you are, of course, enjoying them for a Granagh Ballingarry point of view. We thank you for your viewership this afternoon. We'll chat you again in the stream soon. As I said, we'll keep this live, and you can see the piece of silver being lifted in a couple of minutes. chance now. And here's on the run is Dara Casey. And Casey gives the roar because Casey has opened the score. The man inside there is Paddy Murphy. Does very well to keep a hold of it. Back to O'Connor. O'Connor off the left is going to arrow that one. And Sean O'Connor. Something, maybe a shot at the post. They might have one here and a chance for Brian Hannon. Hannon going away from goal, but Hannon sends it across. The umpires are in agreement. And Brian has the presence of mind to take a look up. Sends it inside. 1-on-1 inside. Oh, that's well taken by Brian Flynn. And Flynn ties this one up. And we're approaching the 10-minute mark as the ball comes out here to Damien O'Donovan, and where's it gone? It hits the post.
Across with one hand on the hurley, and but lucky from Croagh Kilfinny perspective, it went over the bar.
Back underway here. Jack Lennon is on it. Lennon, lovely flick around the back to Seamus Hickey. Hickey bats it into the back of the net. Seamus Hickey. After just 15 minutes of last year's final, as O'Connor lines this one up, and O'Connor is at 2 or 3 yards of space. He is encouraged on by the Croagh Kilfinny faithful. O'Connor, is that going to turn? It is! Josh O'Connor! Arrows one inside. And Luke Flynn touches good into the paw, takes the solo, and Luke Flynn off the right. Where's that one going? Oh, that is tremendous. Lifts and strikes, and the number 14. Often the conditions is a dry enough and day here, but the ball is in the glove of Cian O'Carroll. But this is probably one they practice maybe the first couple out in the training ground, and John Paul Kiley will pick up the flag. Brian Flynn does that hand pass, but Flynn does well to tidy up. Sends it back to Dennis Lenihan, and Lenihan's effort is a good one. Dennis Lenihan scored one from a similar position, you'll recall. O'Connor lifts, strikes, and O'Connor lifts and strikes and sends it out over the net. He sends it inside. And Flynn has shown himself to be a real target man. Flynn puts the brakes on and fires it over the bar. And fires it straight over the bar. For a lovely switch of play. But can it be tidied up? It was Damien O'Donovan with this inside here. Damien O'Donovan. O'Donovan has a bit of space. Bearing down on goal now. O'Donovan is going to take his point. I think sensibly he does.
He does.
And O'Donovan inside to Paddy Murphy. Murphy jinking in and out of a couple of challenges. Paddy Murphy, the umpires are in agreement. Paddy Murphy. Yeah, so that's been.
So they'll be happy to resume finding the target, and Cian O'Carroll.
Then maybe we expected this afternoon. Puts it on the hurley, back into the paw. Lenihan off the right. Umpires are nodding. Lenihan. Ballingarry, there's a chance here to work the 2-on-1. Paddy Murphy sends it in. Where's that going? Oh, it's good. Inside looking for Jack Lenihan. Lenihan, does well. He's going to gather it a second time. Is Lenihan. Lenihan off the left. What a score. Oh, lovely feint from O'Keefe. And gives it out here to Sean O'Connor. O'Connor from play. Sean O'Connor has got it.
It would make very little difference.
It's a dangerous one. O'Connor. It's saved inside there. And somehow it's cleared away. I think it was Tom McMahon who slipped to dodge O'Grady. O'Grady ships a bit of a challenge, ends up on the deck.
And seen a few missed opportunities.
Cathal O'Keefe.
Not Cathal O'Keefe.
Turns it over. Cathal O'Keefe. Where's this one going? Cathal O'Keefe.
Expected. But nevertheless, what a weekend for Limerick hurling. Personality, Donny Brown.
As the ball is lifted and struck over the bar. What's he going to do with this one? O'Connor. He gets it nicely inside that post there by Luke Flynn. Vacated full forward after Hurley. Luke Flynn. Where's that going? Luke Flynn. Oh, what a score, Luke Flynn. What can he do here? He'll be wise now to open the shoulders as Flynn. Where's Flynn going with this one? Flynn, there's a roar from the other side. Junior A football final, but back underway here. O'Connor lifting, sends it, all just vacating their positions there. Oh, it's broken. Barry Lenihan. Lenihan, what'll he do? Lenihan goes for goal. Lenihan, he just fell. Granagh Ballingarry are the Nick Green Sports Ground Limerick Intermediate Champions for 2023. They have beaten their neighbours by 2 points, and look at the outpouring of emotion for those in green and black.